Welcome to West Virginia, wild and wonderful. For the first time ever, Gridlife is visiting West Virginia's Summit Point Motorsports Park. This weekend, they'll be running the Shenandoah course configuration, an extremely tight, technical track with features you won't often see outside of Europe. Shenandoah course will be a fresh challenge for virtually all of the Gridlife drivers competing this weekend. Even drivers local to West Virginia, like the irrepressibly upbeat Luke McGrew, may have never seen this course in person.
Luke McGrew, I'm here in my home state of West Virginia, about 5 hours away from my home though. First time here at Shenandoah Summit Point, we did a 1:33.6, which I think is pretty quick for the first session. Hoping to keep improving that. The very first track experience I ever had was at Summit Point, but it was on the main course. But this is a really fun track. I mean, it's tight, it's kind of like a big go-kart track, and it's enjoyable. There's a lot of walls, but just don't hit them, right?
Round one of Gridlife saw Luke take the win in track mod, setting a new track record at Mid-Ohio in his Viper ACR. He took to Shenandoah Saturday morning, looking to repeat that success.
The 1:33.6 I put down is, I believe, a pretty quick lap. I know Paul Curley is beside of me over here, and he'll be challenging me all weekend. And it's, you know, I'm sure it'll be back and forth, so I don't think it's fast enough.
Paul Curley, Luke's friend and a seasoned Corvette racer, has allied himself with Jeremy Swenson for the 2019 season.
Yeah, Jeremy Swenson and I are a team. I'm running 2 events down here, and he's running 2 events up north, and we're gonna go to Road America and see who's the fastest and take that car with us. Luke is our main competition. I met him in 2014 at NCM at a track day, and I was like, that guy in the Viper's fast.
Like, that's how we met. We're like, how's this guy so fast? And he was thinking the same thing I think about me. And I've just, you know, been pretty good friends with him ever since.
At the track, we always battle it out. We just run right with each other, so I'm here to give him a hard time.
The cool thing about this is you have to keep your car running all the way throughout the season to run the last, you know, so you got to keep it one piece. My car, it's a Dodge, but it's reliable, so I was able to make the first events. I didn't have to do a whole lot to the car. It's pretty much a stock car. Paul had a problem at Mid-Ohio. His car seems to be running good today, so I think even today it's going to be close.
Luke may think of his car as relatively stock, but the motor work it received in the off-season has bumped the Viper's output to 700 wheel horsepower. In the Corvette, Paul's custom 6.8-liter stroked LS3 engine levels the playing field. Both drivers will have to learn Shenandoah as quickly as possible to beat the rain forecast for Sunday.
This track fits my car really well. I'm a pretty good autocrosser, so it's like a big autocross course. We're getting used to it, and my car's pretty nimble, so it does the tight corners very well.
You know, I'm on old tires from last year, so I've got new tires here. I just figured I'd learn the course first and try to go, you know, faster with fresher tires when I know where I'm going.
We went out first session, ran about 5 laps. The car was good. I was on old rivals. I'd like to pick it up a little bit, put the Kumos on for this session, so it's go time now.
In the second session, both track mod frontrunners will shave multiple seconds off their fastest times. Luke betters his time down to a 1:32.7, but Paul and his Corvette are a full second faster. A class down in street mod, many of our familiar contenders, Matt DeRuse and Brad Yonkers, Sean Karsbeck, and now Jackie Ding and Dewey DeWitt, are nowhere to be seen. But this season has seen both experienced Gridlife competitors and new blood rise to the top of the leaderboards.
There's a saying, I hate losing more than I love winning. We'll say that. That drives me a little bit to go a little faster, dig a little deeper.
James Forbis, who had serious pace during the 2018 season and who bested Brad Yonkers and Matt DeRuse for the street mod win at Mid-Ohio, has brought his Z06 to Shenandoah to try and make it 2 for 2.
Trying to make it 4 for 4, go to the championships, but I don't want to be cocky. Goal for the season is get through the 4 races that we're going to do, and then go to Road America with a little bit fine-tuned package that we're racing all season and try to come up with a win there.
For the 2019 season, the championship has been structured a bit differently. Drivers will have their choice of 6 events: Mid-Ohio, Shenandoah, Gingerman, Autobahn, Pikes Peak International Raceway, and Road Atlanta. Drivers with the most points after these events will be able to compete in the bracket battle finale at Road America. With many of Gridlife's regular heavy hitters absent from the new, unknown Shenandoah course, this should be an easy event for James to pick up a win. But there's a Subaru to contend with.
My name's Alex Artayet. I drive a 2016 Subaru WRX STI Street Mod. I've been doing this for probably about 10 years now. Kind of progressing and looking for more challenges. Chasing down James is doing that for me.
Alex Artayet, who came out of nowhere to take an extremely close 3rd place in Mid-Ohio, will once again challenge James Forbis for the podium. And in the opening sessions of round 2 at Summit Point, Alex and his Subaru have proven faster than the Corvette.
Talking to James, Mid-Ohio is his home course. And it was kind of like both our first time here at Shenandoah. So, I kind of saw there might be a chance I could be competitive there early on at least, because I think with the autocross background, it helps pick up courses sooner.
Great competitor, Alex. He's a fast guy, fast car, driving a grocery getter. It's a 4-door Subaru, and he's keeping up with a Corvette. So he's driving the wheels off that thing. Great guy. The car's, it's about 540 to 550 to the wheels. It hasn't been dynoed in a couple years. It's been relatively reliable. Haven't had to do anything to it, knock on wood. So hopefully I don't hex myself there, but
Still factory internals. So we're kind of waiting for that to go before we kind of take that next step and get the power up. It's making around 400 at the wheel right now. With the boost that comes on, it's insane. It just rockets out of corners. Yeah, so I've seen a lot of pictures online of my car jumping. So I think it's become pretty notorious for that over the jump there, going on the backstretch. The carousel is freaking awesome. The banking's unbelievable through there. The grip's insane. Loving the track. It's so quick. It kind of has that autocrossy feel to it. I have a big background in autocross as well, so it helped kind of learn the track and be used to that slower stuff.
Alex leads James heading to the 3rd session of the day. But Alex's advantage as a fast learner is starting to matter less and less. James and his Corvette have come up to pace, and the rear-wheel drive Chevy is able to edge out the all-wheel drive Subaru by 0.3 of a second. James, once again, is in the lead. Paul Curley and his Corvette also pushed to the limit in the 3rd session, maybe even pushing a bit too far.
Pulled Jeremy Swenson and beat you in turn 1. I tried getting a run on the front straight the first lap. And didn't go well. I just went off, so I'm going to wait a second. Make sure everything's all right.
Despite going off track and damaging his front splitter, Paul still shaves time from the 2nd session and maintains the fastest lap of the weekend so far. Luke and his Viper are ripping with a 1:32.4, but that's still only good enough for 2nd best. The weather report shows rain tonight, which means the track Sunday will be suboptimal for breaking records. The fourth and final session of the day may be the last chance for Luke and Alex to get back on top. Paul, with a comfortable lead over the Viper, doesn't intend to run in the last session, but Luke's performance may cause him to rethink that decision.
Pushing hard, it's more about precision, right? Driving. Like pushing hard is part of it, but it's not, you can't just wing a lap. It doesn't work. And if it does work, you probably got lucky. You have to know where you're going. You have to know the track. You have to drive subconsciously. So until you can do all that, you can't just wing everything. I mean, I don't. It's more precision than it is like just sending it all the time.
In his second timed lap of the session, Luke shaves 0.8 off his personal best, dropping down into the 131s. Paul's lead has dropped to less than a tenth.
I wasn't gonna go out the last session, talked myself into it for some reason, didn't want to watch Luke go out there and beat me, so went out.
Paul's time, though, is cut short.
On the last flyer, started missing, sounded weird, so I pulled in and I think the engine seized up, so I think we're done for the weekend. This kind of thing happens. I mean, we push these things so hard, they're tuned to the limit, so we'll just build it bigger, faster, and stronger next time.
Unfortunately, Paul's Corvette won't be the only one broken after the fateful fourth session.
So it was out for the last session of the day. Car was feeling really good. Ran the first lap, ran a 35.7, my personal best for the day. Start the second lap, second, third shift. I heard a big boom, busted the differential. The case is busted, I'm sure, and the weekend is done. We're just gonna hang out tonight and pack up tomorrow and head home early and hope that the fast time sticks.
Luke got close, he got within a 10th, which is close. And tomorrow, hopefully he doesn't beat me, but we'll see. He's got all day to do it. It's gonna be rough to watch Luke all day, but he's my buddy, so if he beats me, it's no big deal.
Yeah, we woke up this morning, we found rain. It looks like it's maybe died off. I went out and it's damp out there. I mean, it's fully damp. It's not like puddled or anything. We left yesterday. Paul's up on me under a tenth. I don't know if it's 0.08 or 9 or somewhere in there. So I'm hoping the track dries out. Unfortunately, his car had some issues, so he's kind of a sitting duck right now. As long as it doesn't rain again and the sun maybe comes out and cars keep turning laps, it'll dry out a line. The only problem is the track's green. Yeah, we're looking at data over here right now, so there's probably more, like there's a lot more than a tenth for both of us. It's just, you know, new track, trying to find the little spots to get time. We got Sean here helping us. So I think if we can get some dry track, we may be able to find some more time. If it dries out, there may be a chance. If not, that's the way the weekend's gonna go.
Alex finds himself in a very similar situation. His target, James, is also a sitting duck with no way to better his time.
Today, you know, the goal is to try to just knock a couple more tenths off. And I know there's like an easy half second out there. I just got to clean everything up and drop down there. And that'll get me close to James. And maybe, you know, if I figure out a couple more corners, we'll be there. Everything's got to be optimal for the car to be there. And driver, track, car, it's all part of that. I'm a person that's always like challenging myself as a driver to go faster, and I know there's always time out there. You know, it's there, it's on the table. I just gotta put it down.
You know, it just felt, it was pretty easy. You know, it's like the fast laps are always no drama. You know, it's like driving subconsciously is what you're trying to get to, and just getting that zone of like doing everything correct.
And with one drama-free lap, Luke sets the fastest time at Shenandoah course ever that we're aware of.
I did one lap. I just went out and did one lap, came in. I knew I set it because my aim. So I was like, good enough. And you know, it was really no use to keep running.
Yeah, the Corvette, the Viper, awesome work. Awesome work.
Oh man, he pushed me and helped me.
Paul's super fast, and he's a tough competitor, like really good driver, and he's just had some bad luck, you know, and it's kind of fell my way. It's always nice to finish first, and this new track, so it's also a track record, probably ultimate track record until the unlimited cars come back.
Unfortunately, in the same session that Luke finally takes the win for his class, Alex suffers the same fate as his competitor.
Sounds like something either diff-related or transmission. So probably gonna be a long ride home tonight.
Having driven the Subaru hours to Summit with no trailer, there are better ways Alex's weekend could have ended. But neither James nor Alex will take the top step on the podium this weekend. In a single rapid session, Eric Rockwell in a Street Mod Mustang will run fastest in Street Mod and take home the win. James would have to settle for second and Alex third. In street class, Josh Halka and his WRX will bring home a commanding win, while the blossoming street GT class would be dominated by newcomer Kobe Shield and his Camaro.
Paul Curley with a 31.548 P2 for the weekend. The Corvette, he was in P1 last night, and now Luke McGrew put all the laps in and all the data, and he bumped him by 3/10, a 31.273, fastest time of the weekend in the Viper. Probably the most laps of the weekend, I don't know. Luke McGrew, Paul Curley, and Dave Kramer. Great job, guys. This is your track mod podium and the wildest podium of the weekend. Very nice work.
Of the 4 competitors we focused on this event, 3 of them have suffered serious mechanical failures. And with so many drivers unable to better their times, we'll have to wait until next year to see how much faster times can get. The first ever Gridlife event at Shenandoah has smashed records and introduced the field to a completely new course. No doubt the promise of close competition will bring out even more drivers next year. But for now, there looks to be a massive, unlimited battle brewing at Gridlife's Midwest Festival.